Greetings and welcome. Thank you so much to my new subscribers. I really appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure that you please like and share because it makes a big difference. If you can't contribute in any other way, just liking makes a huge difference. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here and let's begin. So we're going to be talking about owl symbolism. Owl symbolism, very powerful. Specifically, we're going to focus on the screeching owl, which is huge here in North America. It's an owl that doesn't necessarily screech, but it makes a lot of different noises, a variety of different noises. And in general, the general connotations of owl, everyone knows, is wisdom, high spirituality, omens that can be negative or positive, connection to the spiritual world, fortune, the ability to see in the dark, prophecy, victory, keen eyesight, high spiritual status, and luck, and also death. Now, a lot of people have different interpretations of the owl where it can be negative or positive. However, like everything, it has duality. But I think that anytime that you see owls, even if it's a coming of a storm or a coming of darkness, it's always positive because it means you have the ability to see. We already know that owls have excellent sight at night and have the ability to blend in and camouflage themselves in the day and the night very well because especially the the eastern screeching owl, because it has this pattern on its fur, or on its feathers, on its feathers that mimic trees. And typically, owls actually live in trees, especially the northern screeching owl. I'm sorry, eastern screeching owl lives in the trees. And it lives in hollow trees, sometimes in dead trees, and it does its nesting and keeps itself safe because the eastern screeching owl is not very large. It's kind of one of the smaller owls and can be hunted by other owls that are bigger, like the snowy owl, the barred owl, which is the Harry Potter owl, and etc. Also, it can be hunted by hawks. But this owl has excellent eyesight and it eats a variety of different things. So when we see the owl, this is about having keen eyesight, being able to see in the dark. And what does that mean when we say being able to see in the dark? Be able to take actions even you don't know the result. Being able to follow a path even though you don't know what's going to happen. Even if it's chaos going on in your life, being able to make certain actions not really knowing the outcome. And that's why no matter what is going on, whether it's negative or positive, the owl is always a good symbol. The thing about these owls is that they do hunt sometimes in the day, but they're mostly known to hunt at night. So this means that you're being gifted the ability, the senses, to be able to make important decisions and moves to complete certain actions that are going to basically evolve you and evolve your future. So the owl is very powerful. A very interesting about owls in general, also they are depicted with the goddess Lakshmi, who is typically ruled by Jupiter because she is the goddess of love, devotion, and wealth and fortune in a very big way because a lot of times Lakshmi is depicted also with the elephants, and the elephant is ruled by Mercury, typically, sometimes Saturn connotations. But Ganapati is associated with memory, and memory is associated with the nervous system. So that's Mercury. So basically, Lakshmi is Thursday. She rules over the Thursday, so she rules over gifted children and things like that, and all things related to wealth and gold. So she is depicted with the owl because it is said that Mercury is her protector, and you have to go through Ganapati or the elephant to be able to get to the blessings of Lakshmi. And Mercury is our mind, and the owl represents the unseen. So the unseen subconscious patterns that you may have that you need to change and shift and become aware of, even if just awareness is always the first key. And I was having a conversation with someone last night and just saying how just knowing your darkness, knowing your shadow, and there's different levels of shadows. I mean, people always think shadows have to do with greed or murder or something that dark, but there's also people that are people pleasers, people that are scared to speak up, people that are super shy for whatever reasons. There's a reason why that energy is there. There could be a lot of introverts, that's shadowy energy, people that tend to be depressed, they're scared to do, take action on things that, are not very, motivated or not very confident. All of that is shadow stuff. So the ability to identify why you have these issues or why, you feel this way, identifying those patterns and what is actually keeping those patterns going based off of life experiences, and how to begin to strengthen that weakness and shift it and change it, because sometimes we live out in patterns that no longer work for us and keep us trapped in certain scenarios. So being able to see your own pattern with the owl's vision, because it has the big, great eyes and the keen eyesight, being able to see your own subconscious pattern and begin to shift them and change them in a balanced way is very important. And that is the key to true wealth, because we already talked about the wealth description, which is in my short. If you want to check it out, it's the wealth short. And we talked about the foundation and the origins of that word being well-being. So being wealthy means having being well, being, healthy, because wealth and health is the same words. It's just the W and the H that changes the meaning. But the EALTH is the same 5-letter word. So they are parallel meanings. So when we talk about Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, and we talk about Mercury, the goddess of the nervous system, being able to remove, the god of the Mercury, of the nervous system, even though Mercury can be androgynous, it can be female or male because it's a neutral planet in the sky. It's very neutral. However, it rules over the nervous system, and being able to shift patterns and brain pathways and connect new patterns and new pathways of existing and being that manifest into the reality and bring wealth. So that is the science behind the ancient science of goddesses and gods and mythologies and how they could be used. Just a small example of how the ancient world was very intelligent and understood that symbols are the keys to understanding not only the world at large, but ourselves, which is what's more important than that, because your relationship with the world is the things that actually make changes in your life or keep you in a perpetual hell. So it's all about freedom and freeing yourself from your own subconscious patterns and, and things like that. So anyway, owls also, screeching owls are very watchful hunters. The really interesting thing too about the owl, because it's small, the eastern screeching owl, is that when it is identified maybe by a predator that's bigger than them, it will often puff up and make itself seem very enlarged. And a lot of us can do that too as a form of protection. And sometimes you need to do that. So the owl has the ability to puff itself up and make it bigger than what it actually is, as a form of protection. And then it also has the ability to camouflage itself into branches of the tree and actually make waving movements, like a branch waving in the wind, and things like that. So the owl is a master camouflager and a master of understanding when it's being attacked, like when it's being actually preyed, and when is the time to actually just, take a step back from certain predators, knowing when to make itself known, knowing when to make itself take a step back. So it's very intuitive. So when we're talking about the owl, it's also having the intuition to know when and where how to operate, how to act, because it's an excellent hunter. What else? When nesting, the female actually is typically bigger than the male when it comes to the eastern screeching owl specifically. And when nesting, she typically doesn't go anywhere. She feeds her babies. She stays in there and she feeds her baby, and the male is the one that actually feeds her, very similar to the rhinoceros hornbill, that does the same thing when the female is nesting. And both of these birds are actually monogamous, the owl and specifically the eastern screeching owl, but I think owls in general. And the rhinoceros hornbill is absolutely monogamous. However, the male can choose another female on some occasions when it comes to the eastern screeching owl. So, there's monogamy. Sometimes that monogamy might not last, showing you, the nature of our existence, and the connection there. He's responsible for foraging food and making sure that the female is taken care of while she is nesting. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. You can see the duality when it comes to our lives, how we exist. And when you see the owl, it's about wisdom. It's about high insight, keen insight, and insight, right? That comes from within. Understanding yourself, and also understand that this is an owl that's called the Eastern Screeching Owl. When we talk about the East, we're talking about the East point is the South. You know, when you travel East, you're traveling within yourself. There's a lot of symbolic stuff since the world has shifted and changed because of political powers. The East is considered, Asia. And what do you see in Asia? You see a lot of meditation. It's very known for that. It's known for, what they call mindfulness, which is just meditation, and awareness and alertness. And that's what the owl's all about. It's about being alert. It's about being aware, not only of your surroundings, but also of yourself in connection to your surroundings, which the owl demonstrates. So if you're seeing the owl, it's about understanding what is happening around you and being able to have that keen eyesight to see how you interact with what is happening around you from within and from without. Because like you said, it's the Eastern Screeching Owl. And the east part of the sky is the first house, and the first is you. You are the single polarity that is existing in relation to everything else. And also the first house rules over the self, which is Aries. So it's all about you. It's about how you're interacting with the world and how you can begin to shift those dynamics through higher awareness, to make great change and to bring in more amounts of wealth, which we already know is well-being, or to wish or to will your existence to what you want. For more information on the word wealth, there's a quick 60-second short that has been posted on my YouTube. You just have to go under my shorts and you can find it. It has the title Wealth in it. So there shouldn't be any travels, but ultimately that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any requests, if you're seeing anything, whether it could be so simple. It could be gold, it could be silver, even if it's just a word. It could be a feather, a specific color, whatever you're seeing and experience that you keep seeing in your daily reality and you don't know what it means. You can send me an email or you can comment below. Commenting is so helpful also, guys, so please do that too. You can do any of those things and I will make adjustments in my symbolism schedule and fit in what is needed for you to hear. Thank you so much. Much love, much peace, and much fulfillment. And of course, much wealth.